Yo. We just finished chapter 7. Chapter 7 recap, we defeat the Don's pet sewer rat named Apps, APS. Where we make our way out of the sewers, through the train graveyard, and on the way to the plate. Or to the tower that leads us up to the plate, to see if we can stop Shinra's diabolical plot. To drop the plate on Sector 7, to blame Avalanche for that, and to swoop in and to be the hero after that. In the train graveyard, we had some stops to make. We had to kill some D-glows to get some gravaballs. We'll use those in a battle later. It's you need to be prepared for that one. And we have to steal some, we don't have to, but we steal some ethers from them as well, as it's worth a lot of money at this point in the game, and they're good. It's good to replenish your MP, which I have the ability to do so if needed. Stole some ghost hands, talked about how the W item can get us 99 of those later, so we just need a few. We really only need one, but just in case it gets used or stolen from one of the Vice enemies that we're going to see in this next chapter, you always want to make sure just have more than one. Too much is never a problem, right? We make our way to the tower, and we are confronted with a grim and grisly scene. Wedge falls. Literally and figuratively. He plummets from the top of the tower. He's up there helping Barrett. Falls right next to us, and we kind of hold him in our arms as he dies. His last words are telling us to avenge him. To make sure we can save the people of Sector 7. He was dedicated to the cause. So we make our way up, and we see Biggs draped over a railing. Looks like he's fallen too. And as we battle our way back up, we run by Jesse as well, who has suffered the same fate. Now, those losses already felt. We get to the top, and as we reach the top, Reno from the Turks gets there a little bit before us, presses that button. And as we learn, the plate separation sequence can't be stopped except from Shinra Executive Board direction. Something tells me that's not coming. So we beat the shit out of Reno, send him on his way. He hightails it. He does this a couple times throughout the game. Coward. And Sang shows up with Aerith on a helicopter to gloat and slap Aerith in the face. Real charming guy these Turks are. We get a little bit of development of her as an ancient. How she's the last surviving one. Still don't really know what an ancient is fully. But he just says, hey, peace. Flies away. And the plate and the tower is falling. The plate is falling onto us on the tower, and we have to make an escape. We jump onto Barrett's broad shoulders as he grabs kind of a zip line, and we make it out by a hair and land in the playground at Sector 6 as the plate falls on Sector 7, killing everyone. Tifa starts to question herself. She's confronted for the first time with the reality of the consequences of the eco-terrorism actions of Avalanche. You can make an argument, I don't agree with it, but a logical argument can be made that this doesn't happen if Avalanche doesn't bomb Sector 1, bomb Sector 5. So although they didn't drop the plate, she starts to feel responsible. And maybe some innocents died when 1 blew and when 5 blew, but this is the first time it hits home with her. She loses her friends, and then you kind of extrapolate that, and this is what we've done to so many people. It's heavy. Barrett is inconsolable. He believes he's lost Marlene. Tifa tries to say, hey, you know, when Aerith said the girls might be safe, or she's safe, you know, I told her to take care of Marlene, and I think she did. But he lost his friends, he lost Avalanche. It's tough for him to deal with. So, although he's going through kind of those same losses, he's trying to steal Tifa's resolve and say, this is still the right thing to do, even though it's affecting us. We are on the right path, and it's Shinra's fault these things are happening. It's not us. We didn't do this. We're trying to do good. Now, you might disagree, but that's his point of view, and you know, Tifa started questioning herself. These characters are never going to be the same, and this is just as trauma that, you know, they'll hold with them for the rest of the game. You'll see it play out. Tifa's personality is not as bright, not as bubbly, and Barrett has some additional scars now. That's 7. That's where we jump in right after all of this heavy scenery, and as we're making our way out of that graveyard, or sorry, the playground, Sector 6. So we'll start this up. We'll kill the music over here. Start Chapter 8, which I will call Back to the Slums. There was a sense material here. We picked it up. We placed it on cloud. Just a real quick recap. Sense allows you to sense enemies. Gives you things like HP, weaknesses, MP, things like that. We'll use it in battle so you can see it. Gonna backtrack to Aerith's house. You need to watch out for some enemies. There's a specific one that we're looking for named Vice. We can steal speed drinks from them. Oh, it's the fucking house. I don't know if we can steal anything from the house. Let's check. Nothing to steal. Alright, at least it tells you that. Right? I think Barrett has our cure. Barrett with the clutch cover. Damn, Cloud. Wow, 2 attacks in a row, huh? Send him, Tifa. We can actually go up here now. Camera angle seems really zoomed in, no? We in Sector 5 here? Yeah, this is Sector 5. So this section, we want to try and fight some vices. We want to steal some speed drinks from them. But they can steal stuff from you, so let's actually save first just so we don't screw our game up. Not that we've done a lot since our last save, but it's force of habit. So these guys, these vice guys, they look like little thieves. And they have a speed drink, which puts you in haste. Yeah, so these guys. So we'll attack, we'll steal. Stole speed drink, he can die. Steal. So he's gonna steal. Mithril Rod was stolen. So we have to kill him and then we get the Mithril Rod back. That would have been terrible. Received Mithril Rod, see, it says it up top. We don't want to lose that item. So we got 2 speed drinks. Check that item really quick. You can see it places Mithril Rod back at the bottom. You can, by the way, these guys are how you manipulate the materia. Sorry, the W item glitch to manipulate weapons. It's complicated, but it uses, they steal something and they put it back, and what they put back goes in slot 1. If you use, so you place a consumable item in slot 1, they steal the item from you you want to duplicate. You use with W item the first item, and then the second item you select that empty first spot, but it's placed the Mithril Rod in that first spot. So then you can duplicate the Mithril Rod with that. Yeah, it's a little more complicated than that, but that's the easy way of saying it. So like you can get 99 of every item using W item. It's just very difficult and convoluted because you don't control which item Vice steals from you. So we got 2 speed drinks. I'd like to have 3, 1 for each member of the party if we need to place people in haste. So we're gonna do this one more time. Okay. Ouch. We'll save after the successful stealing of 2 speed drinks, just because you never know what could happen. He steals a item from us that we can't really replace, and then our game is cooked. Alright, here we go. Steal. Attack and attack. Oh, miss. That's bad. Steal. Attack. Defend. He did grind, so we have some time. Oh, he stole a potion. We don't care much about that.
Damn it.
Ah, we got our potion back. Whatever. So we stole a 3rd speed drink. I think that's good. It's a pretty powerful effect to be able to put your players at haste at this time. I think it is... Where's the house? Here. We go upstairs. This is the sleeping kid that we did not steal from early in the game. Remember where Turtle's Paradise Flower is? Flyer is? Flower. He was saying, oh, the middle drawer. We didn't take it.
I got an item with a sachet saved up.
So, hey, he's able to use that gil. 5 gil, huh?
My dream is being a big-time dealer in a wool market.
Not the greatest dream, but I don't know, maybe one day he'll have someone cross-dress.
I'm feeling so good today. You can have it.
So you get a turbo ether for 5 gold. You cannot buy a turbo ether for 5 gold at any point in this game. That is why it makes sense not to steal. So a turbo ether, like a potion restores some HP and ether restores some MP. A turbo ether fully restores MP. So fully restores. Not like a regular ether up here that says, oh, it restores 100. Fully. So it's not like it's so far ahead of you that, you know, your players barely have 100 MP at this point of the game. But there will be stages of the game where you can have, I mean, it's technically possible to have 9,999 MP because there's a materia that will switch your HP and your MP. There's no real reason to do it, but it can be done. What was on the couch back here? Looks like some sort of manga or whatever. Talk to some people.
You're making a life for yourself in the pits of Midgar. Then that huge thing collapses.
Yeah, but what can we do about it?
People are talking about that plate.
First, there was a rumbling, and then a crackling, and then kaboom! I was so scared.
Even after all that noise, the guy's still in there like nothing happened. He seems far worse, I suppose.
This is the... Remember this guy? Our number 2 tattoo.
I never thought something like that could ever come crashing down. I think from now on, I'll be looking up as I walk.
I mean, that's trauma, right? As much as it's just a video game and blah 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 this, like that's the storytelling. I don't think there's anything else we can get here in either of these shops. So you get the sense. So the people's dialogue lines have changed after that happened. We kind of expect that now in video games. I don't think that was the norm in '97, and it shows like development. It shows the consequences of the actions of the characters, and it shows that the world is not the same. Look at the TV up at the top. Right, it's showing this like beautiful, serene background. That's not what these people are feeling. Let's see if there's anything in here. I'm not sure.
Sure is noisy outside. I wonder what's happening.
You never know what might happen, as we live in a crazy world. All you can really depend on is a mighty weapon, right?
Well, you ain't wrong, brother. Titan Bengal. No upgrades. So here's Aerith's house. You ready?
Cloud, wasn't it?
She remembers you. I don't think that's a good tone of voice.
You're here about Aerith?
I'm sorry. Shinra got her.
I know. They came for her.
Does that mean Aerith came back here? And is that how Elmira knows?
Here?
She wanted it that way.
What do you mean?
Why are they after her?
Aerith is an ancient. Shinra says she's the sole survivor.
Here we go, finally an explanation.
What do you mean? Aren't you her mother?
You've probably seen that I've alluded to this. Elmira's ripped, yeah, look at those shoulders.
Not her real mother, no. It must have been, yes, 15 years ago.
The game does this so well. This is such good storytelling that, like, it feels natural. This is part of the game, but now we're going to get a backstory on Aerith. And it does this for all of your characters. You know, for Cloud and Tifa, we went back into their past and saw them as friends, young kids. And now we're getting something similar with Aerith, right? This is character building.
During the war, my husband was sent to the front. Some faraway place called Wutai.
Wutai, this is the first we're hearing of this place. File that away. It will become relevant later. Everything here builds on itself. This is world building.
One day, I went to the station because I had received a letter saying he was coming home on leave.
Thought she was going to see her hubby. It's the same train station. We know this one. You got on the bottom left a juxtaposition of characters. It looks like they finally see each other, and Elmira's there alone. He's waiting for her moment of reuniting. Some issues with the lighting there on that train. Guys. Lots aren't perfect.
My husband never came back. I wondered if something had happened to him. But I told myself that his leave must have been canceled. I went to the station every day. Then... You used to see that sort of thing a lot during the war.
We're seeing here is Elmira hugging young Aerith, as Aerith's actual mother, I believe Ifalna, is deceased.
Take Aerith somewhere safe. That was the only thing she said to me. And then she died. My husband hadn't returned. I had no children, so I decided to take her home with me. Aerith and I bonded very quickly. That child loved to talk. She talked to me about everything. She told me about how she'd escaped from some kind of research laboratory with her mother. How her mother had already returned to the planet, so she didn't feel any need to be lonely. And so many other things.
Her mother had returned to the planet. It's the first time we're hearing that as a explanation of what death is. Keep that in mind.
Return to the planet.
I didn't understand. I asked if she meant somewhere in the sky, but she said no, that it was the planet. She was a mysterious child, in many ways.
Mom?
Look at this transition. I always thought this was so good for a 1997 game. Just out of range of the characters, back and they're gone.
Please don't cry.
I mean, that's cinematography in a video game in 1997. Advanced cinematography. Like, that's a great transition.
Aerith just blurted that out all of a sudden. So I asked her if something had happened.
Someone dear to you has just died.
And how would Aerith know this?
He wanted to see you, but he's already returned to the planet.
At the time, I didn't believe her. But several days later, I received notice that my husband had died in action.
Adding reflection in the glass, true, it's pretty good. I wasn't going to point it out, but now that you gave them props, I have to show some. So the bottom middle, there's like a weird shading. Maybe you could say it's like the corner of the room, but it's like a weird dark line, and then the shading doesn't go well there. But yeah, the reflection is very, very good. So they updated her husband's status to died in action, and Aerith said, hey, someone dear to you just died.
And that's how it was. It wasn't perfect, but we were happy. Until one day.
We would like you to return Aerith to us. We've been searching for a long time.
So Sung, this is the same guy that just had her up on that helicopter and smacked her in the face when she tried to say the little girl was safe, when she was telling Tifa that I succeeded in keeping Marlene safe. So we don't really like this guy, do we? And this shows how long the Turks have been after her.
No! Never!
Aerith, you're a very special child. You are of special blood. Your real mother was an ancient.
Of course, I asked him what an ancient was.
Wouldn't we all like to know at this point?
The ancients will lead us to a land of supreme happiness.
That's not an explanation of what an ancient is, brother.
Aerith will be able to bring happiness to all those in these wretched slums.
I know you say wretched slums, but this house seems pretty peaceful, doesn't it?
That is why we at the Shinra Company desire her cooperation.
He's wrong! I'm not an ancient! I'm not!
But Aerith, surely you hear voices when you're all alone.
So he's saying you're hearing voices when you're all alone. So he is under the impression that hearing those voices is a hallmark of ancients. And Aerith has said to her mother, her adoptive mother, Elmira, in the past, hey, someone dear to you just died, or, don't worry, I'm not sad about my mom because I know she returned to the planet. So Aerith has shown indications that she's hearing voices from the other side or beyond. And now he's saying this, so maybe he does know something about ancients.
I don't!
He denies.
But I knew. I knew of her mysterious talent.
Probably because she predicted the death of her husband, right?
She tried so hard to hide it, and I acted as though I didn't notice.
It's amazing she escaped Shinra all these years.
They need Aerith's help, so they've had to be gentle.
So this shows that they he used the word cooperation. They desire her cooperation. And she's saying they need her help, so they have to be gentle. Sung slapping her in the face and kidnapping her, it doesn't appear gentle, so has something changed? So that they've accelerated their plans and they're no longer really interested in being gentle? It would appear to be the case, but why? What has changed? We don't have that information yet.
But this time was different?
She brought back a little girl with her.
And here we go.
Sung had found them on their way here. Aerith agreed to go with Shinra in exchange for the girl's safety.
So in the beginning we talked about sacrifice being one of the main themes and how Aerith sacrifices herself. This is kind of foreshadowing, and this is just who she is, the type of person she is. She knew what was going to happen. That she's never met Marlene and never met Barrett. She just barely met Tifa. So don't just use video game logic and, this is advancing the plot. Use the characters. She barely knows Cloud. She just met Tifa. She has never met Barrett. But yet was ready to give herself up to keep this little girl safe. That is character building. It shows you who Aerith is.
Marlene.
Marlene? Aerith was captured because of Marlene? Sorry. Marlene's my daughter. I'm really sorry.
And exactly what you're thinking right now is exactly what Elmira's gonna say.
You're her father? How in the world can you neglect your child like this?
Please don't start with that. I've thought about it plenty. If I died, Marlene would.
Like, their relationship is different. In a lot of ways, he's a terrible father, but he genuinely believes what he's doing is saving the planet. I don't know. It's a tough spot he's in.
I don't have no answer. I want to be with Marlene always. But I gotta fight. 'Cause if I don't, the planet will die. So yeah, I'm gonna fight. But inside, I'm worried about her. I want to be with her always. See, I'm going in circles.
Well, it's not like I don't understand. Anyway, she's upstairs sleeping. Go and see her.
Powerful scene, I'd say. Oof.
It's all my fault. I was the one who got Aerith involved in this.
Tifa, again, now she's just on this guilt train. She was not like this before. But now it's everything's my fault. I did this. I'm the worst.
Don't think like that. Aerith doesn't.
Amira's reassuring her. Hey, the floor's not creaking anymore. If you missed the Phoenix Down and potion, it's right here. You can re-grab.
Marlene, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're all right.
Daddy, don't cry. Hey, your beard hurts.
Your beard hurts.
Cloud, you gonna go save Aerith? She's done so much for me. If it's Shinra we're up against, I ain't staying here quiet. I'm coming too.
Guess what? Guess what? Aerith asked me lots of questions like...
Uh-oh. From the mouths of babes, where are we going? Where are we going with this?
What do you think of Cloud? I bet she really likes you.
Uh-oh. I wouldn't know, or let's hope so.
I wouldn't know. Let's hope so. I wouldn't know. Let's hope so. I wouldn't know.
I feel like I'd say let's hope so. I feel like Cloud would say I wouldn't know.
Dummy.
She'll let you know.
It's all my...
Don't think like that.
You're going after Aerith, aren't you?
Yeah,
I'm coming with you.
we're going right into Shinra's headquarters. You have to be prepared for the worst.
And again, he always tries to talk Aerith out of getting herself into danger. He never tries to talk Tifa out. He's just like, well, you're going to have to be prepared. He does treat him differently.
I know. Right now, I'm ready to push myself to the limit. If I sat here doing nothing, I'd go crazy.
Sorry, bud. Could you take care of Marlene a little bit longer?
Barrett, Father of the Year.
Yes, I don't mind.
He's already taken in one foster adopted orphaned child.
Well, it's dangerous here now. I think you should move someplace safe.
You're right. But promise me you'll make it back. Don't go getting yourself killed.
How do we get to the Shinra building?
There ain't no train that goes up there anymore.
Well, let's go to Wall Market. Maybe we'll find something there.
And that's all the direction you get. So in the original game, without guides, or me having played this game 25 or so times, you just go to Wall Market and look around, but lucky you have me. We can actually take a look at your party. So HP, MP can be replenished. Makes sense to, you can use this bed on the left. If I remember, is it not letting me? I swear, you used to be able to rest here. Huh.
Daddy, Tifa, Cloud, go bring back Aerith.
I swear you could use this bed to rest on. Okay, I don't know anything, and I'm an embarrassment. Right? Here's the church. Now watch closely.
We're taking care of flowers. Are we good?
You take good care of them.
Yeah!
I wanted to revisit this spot. Oh, it's not letting me. Huh. I wanted to get into battle because there's a battle on the top of this. Flowers, yeah. Take care of those flowers, kids. There's a battle you could get into in the. It's a very limited time, but in the upstairs here, and the stained glass on the top floors looked awesome. Here's the edge of Midgar. Just some foreshadowing for you. Damn, Barret, get him with the crit, though. Oh, we one-tapped everybody. We're big now. Level up for Tifa, grab a potion, life is good. Alright. Can't remember where the hell I'm going to get us to Wall Market. Oh, we got a pincer attack here on the house. Wow, just on Tifa. Made short work of that thing. Another potion, 250 gold or so. Is it through here? I don't think so. I'm getting a little turned around. You're gonna have to bear with me. There's our Wall Market. So I think it's the materia shop. Is it here? No. It's where we gave the guy the this thing here, the speed drink. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to face him. So we have one of each. I don't think it makes sense to buy any of those. But we could. Well, I mean, we have gold. And we have open slots. 2, 3. Couldn't hurt to just get another of each element. So you just, basically what we're doing right now by having an open slot while we're fighting is we are not maximizing our potential to level all of our materia. So she has fire, ice, let's give her lightning so that she has all 3. Barret has restore and we'll give him ice. Okay. Now we're just using more efficiently all of our slots because it's not as if you lose anything. Those slots can be holding materia, they can be leveling materia up, and we haven't been. So now that we have the extra cash to spend, let's just spend 1,800, get one of each of those 3, and start leveling those up too. It's good to have them on each of the characters. So now you will recall this weapon shop, I believe. No, not here. Machine and gun up here. This guy earlier, I don't think his weapons have changed, but we can check. Tifa can use a metal knuckle. I think we might have already bought this and we haven't equipped it. I might have forgot to equip her. Yep. I'm a genius. So we could buy another materia here, but, you know, neither here nor there. Okay, mithril armlet. We could buy another one for Barret. All right, perfect. Now this guy here.
You going up to the plate as well? Then you'll be needing these batteries.
So he says as well.
You're selling stuff you just picked up outside.
You know about that, eh? Well, it's all been repaired, so it's cool.
Oh, okay.
Why do I need batteries to climb up to the plate?
Why indeed?
You'll find out on the way up there. I'll sell you all three, yeah? What do you say to 300 gil?
I say you're full of it. All right, let's have them.
So you do need them to get up there. The first time I played the game, I was like, fuck this guy. And then I got up there and it's like, oh, you need these batteries. So save you the time. And there was another item we need to go to Corneo's main. They say, want to see something awesome? Follow me. Let's go follow these kids. We see.
My friends have gone up there. They've got guts.
They used the cable.
So it looks like a cable has fallen down.
Yeah, at least to the world above.
All right, it's time to climb.
That's just plain stupid. You know this goes up hundreds of meters.
It can be done. There. What's that look like?
Just a regular cable.
Well, to me it looks like a golden, shiny thread of hope.
Barrett, very poetic.
You're right. If we're gonna save Aerith, this is our only option.
I didn't quite get your analogy, Barrett, but I understand how you feel. Let's go.
My friends have gone up.
So I gotta do some cleanup really quickly. So earlier you saw, you know how Tifa and Aerith went into the room with the lackeys when you were chosen by the Dawn and you got some one-on-one time with him? Oh, there's a different scenario where you are not chosen and then you go into that room with the lackeys. Now, since we were in the Dawn's room, we were able to grab that hyper that's hidden behind his bed. If we were not chosen, we wouldn't have the opportunity to do that. But we can go back here and get the item we did not get. So we're back here. This is the room that Tifa and Aerith kicked those lackeys' butts in. And there should be a phoenix down in here somewhere for me. If I remember right. There it is. It was hidden very well. You could, if you weren't lucky enough to get it last time, you could go behind here and get that hyper. You can't hit the switch. I've tried to get up on the bed and hit the switch to get sent back down here, but you cannot get back to the sewers. So you don't have access to the switch even though you know where it is and what it is. Unfortunate. But there is something in the little sex dungeon we can go do. Mind into the gutters, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like there's someone tied up. Uh-oh.
Hey, you're that best. I mean, you're.
Those Koch, he's actually a named character.
I'm begging you, please help me.
Did we help him? Let's leave him.
I was just following the Don's orders. Come on, please. I'm begging you.
What's up?
Thanks. After you left, a group from Shinra barged in, saying stuff like, he's blabbed, he's good for nothing.
So they're talking about the Dawn. Shinra busts in and says the Dawn blabbed, the Dawn's good for nothing. Of course, what they're talking about is the fact that the Dawn alerted us to the fact that he knew about the Sector 7 plate drop plan.
They grabbed the Dawn and took him somewhere. I've been stuck here ever since.
So Shinra does not like the Dawn's actions.
I can't stick around. If they ever come back, I'm out of here. See ya.
Hey, we were able to squeeze some information out of him. Good enough. Alright, now it's time. Nothing left in Wall Market for us to do, ladies and gentlemen. It's only up.
Friends have gone. My friend.
Remember, we bought 3 batteries.
Scary, huh?
Wow, what a mess.
Dad told me it's Shinra's doing.
Good on Dad, telling you it's Shinra, not Avalanche. Dad knows what's up. There's a propeller up here, but we can't get up it. So, we have 3 batteries. This looks like a battery socket, right? Click on it.
If I use a battery...
So we have a choice 3 times whether or not we want to use batteries. Let's talk through these. Well, let's talk through it when we get to the actual decision. We got to use this one no matter what, so.
Maybe that propeller will start spinning.
Cloud explains.
I guess I'll just have to trust the shopkeeper.
There we guess so. Now, why would we need this thing spinning, right? Okay, it immediately stopped spinning. Real cool. But at least it gave us the ability to walk along. Oh, come on. Come on. This area is always so hard for me to navigate. Oh boy. There we go. We jumped up on it. And there we are. So. So, that battery is the propeller. Remember that. This next battery, we can see where it's supposed to go. So. The second power is a barricade that creates another bridge. So. Not anywhere we can go from here, right? Go up, down here. Save before. Just in case.
Need a battery here too.
Okay. Creates a little bridge.
Looks like I'll have to jump onto that. I should make it if I jump just before it's right in front of me.
I missed.
Looks like I'll have to jump onto that. I should make it if I jump just before it's right in front of me. Jump
Too late that time. Is it in time with the sound? I've never been good at this part of the game. I anticipated the sound. I went too early. All right, let's try going with the sound.
Looks like I should make it.
There it is. It is with the sound. We jump over it. So you can climb up that center one and use the battery on that third side. You do not need to do that to progress in the game. So this presents you with a dilemma. Because if you don't know what's behind that battery, you would use the key item battery to open it. Let me show you. Key items are held separately than your items. There's the silk dress and the diamond tiara and the member's card and the blonde wig and the sexy cologne and all that. And I actually... Battery goes in your regular inventory. So you need to use those first two in order to progress the game. You do not need to use the third. Using that battery reveals, if you look at, there's a box to the upper left of it, that box opens, and there's an ether there for you. Now, ethers are items you can buy anywhere in the game. They are not of any special significance, they're good to have, but they are not rare. You can never, at any other point in the game, purchase this item. Once this item is gone, it's gone completely. It will never come back. So this item is more unique, and we can get up to 99 ethers anyways. So if you're trying to do a perfect game, you have a dilemma here. One definition of a perfect game is you've unlocked all of the possible treasure and got all of the possible treasure. And if you subscribe to that ideology, then you can go exchange the battery for this ether. Nothing wrong with that, right? However, there is another train of thought. And that train of thought is, you need to have all of the unique items in the game. No one can ever really check if you got this ether or not. I mean, I guess you can come back here and climb up the rope and do that at later points of the game. So, you have to decide what this ethical dilemma means to you. Now, to me, I'm going to have 99 ethers. I can't hold this extra one. It doesn't do anything for me. But having this battery in my inventory shows two things. I know what's behind there, and I chose not to do it because the battery is a more unique item. So I think having 99 of all the items and a single battery in your inventory shows full and complete mastery and knowledge of the game, better than exchanging this for kind of a worthless ether, especially endgame. Restoring 100 MP doesn't do a goddamn thing. So, to me, keeping the battery is the better choice. But you have to make that choice yourself. I'll inform you of what the choice is, you decide what to do. We finish climbing all the way to the top here. You do the same thing. The ether, or the battery, right? You keep the battery. I agree. I think that's the right choice. But if someone chooses ether and say, hey, I unlocked all the treasure, that's fine. These updated graphics are nice. Look at this. This is the raid on Shinra headquarters.
Hey, you ought to know all about this building.
No, I don't. Come to think of it, this is the first time I've been to the headquarters.
Well, I've heard a few things. Check this out. The floors above the 60th are special. Not even the guys who work here can get to them easy. I reckon that's where they've taken Aerith. No one's expecting us, so let's get in there.
Barrett just says, fucking, let's go, dude. We talked about this earlier, that's his personality. Bust in the front door. Fuck these motherfuckers. They took Aerith, we killed them all.
Now hold on. You can't just go marching in through the front door.
Tifa obviously has a different way of operating. Much more calculated, some might say intelligent.
Of course I can. I'm gonna kick some Shinra butt and...
That's insane. We've got to find another way.
Ain't gonna be no other way. If we keep wasting time like this, Aerith will...
I know, but if we get caught here... Cloud, what do you think?
So we can choose to bust in?
Sneak in somehow. We're busting in. We'll sneak in somehow.
The only thing you do get something through sneaking in. You're going up the stairs on the side. There is an elixir there, so it is technically the correct choice because then you get an elixir. But it takes a long time. However, there's some pretty funny dialogue, And there are some spots, so I mean, I'll say, I'm quoting the game. Don't get mad at me. The game came out in 97. When they're going up the stairs, one of the big points of contention when you look back at this game is Barrett says the word retard. I'm quoting him. I'm not saying it. Don't cancel me. So I want to see if they've actually, from what I understand, that piece of dialogue was actually not a faithful translation from the Japanese, and it was just the guys having fun in English, because they didn't think many people would take that stairs option, so they threw in some funny dialogue. I want to see what the Echo S team has placed in there with the replaced dialogue, to see if they kept the original, because that's one of the very... I guess there's a couple things in this game that didn't age well. That's one of them that now you hear him say that it's pretty jarring, because that did not used to be a curse word and has evolved into one. Not making a statement on whether that's good or bad. Please don't cancel me. I'm only quoting him when I say it. I'm not saying it. But I'm interested to see what they did, so I'm going to take the stairs.
See? Let's be careful and find a better way in.
And of course, dude, my girl Tifa. I gotta side with her. So, this is the end of Chapter 8. Chapter 9 is raiding Shinra headquarters. We're at the Shinra building. This music kind of goes hard as fuck. So, recap 8, kind of a short one. I mean, Barrett and Tifa are different people after their losses. That much is clear. We go back to Aerith's house. Got some speed drinks on the way. And at Aerith's house, we get a little bit of backstory into her as a child and these moments she's had where she's sort of predicting the future, talking to people on the other side. My mom returned to the planet, the last remaining ancient. Her mother was an ancient. Does that mean her father was an ancient too? Is she half ancient? Who is her father? What's going on here? There's a lot, right? Elmira chastising Barrett for being a terrible father, deservedly so, but you know, Barrett gives an explanation. We're not all perfect humans, and he has kind of a difficult choice to make. He's not being disingenuous when he says he believes the work he's doing is saving the world. So like saving the world, saving your daughter, that's a tough choice. Or really saving the world or being there for your daughter. So we have this whole he explains himself moment, and Elmira's like, yeah, I get it. And then he immediately leaves his daughter with Elmira again. So it's like, okay, Barrett, I don't think he's going to get one of those mugs that says Dad of the Year. But I also wouldn't say that he doesn't love Marlene. It's just relationships are not perfect. And I think this game does a good job of showing how difficult relationships can be and how to navigate all these different types of relationships. Because I don't think anyone would say, given the context that they have, that Barrett doesn't care about Marlene, but he's placed in a difficult situation and he's made his choice. I think a reasonable person could make either choice. A reasonable person could also say, Cloud's got this, Tifa's got this, Aerith, they're going to figure that out. I have to be there for my daughter. But that's not the type of guy Barrett is. He's about action. He's about to jump into the Shinra building and murder everyone. He's not a guy that's about talk or letting other people handle his problems. He has a problem. This is how he wants to handle it. Then we went to Walmart and we got our batteries. We talked about the perfect game and whether you should get the ether or keep the battery. I say keep the battery. Sounds like Stump agrees. But I don't think there's a wrong or right choice, but I keep the battery. I know what's there, and we make it up here, and then we have a choice between busting in and taking the stairs. And for the reasons I've told you, A, it's the correct choice because you get the elixir. B, I want to see what they've done with the dialogue. We're going to be taking the stairs. So that's the end for this one. Chapter 8, Back to the Slums, is in the books, and I'll see you next time. Chapter 9, Raiding Shinra HQ. Check you guys later.